This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. By Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, where you can report crimes and get paid with nobody knowing your identity. Call 1-800-780-TIPS. By Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated. No matter what the weather condition is outside, have it your way inside. 239-693-1569. And by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live, and I'm so glad you put us on your list of things to do, and I know you're going to be happy as well. You know that Lee Pitts Live tries to get in the community and capture the stories before they unfold, because we cover what's important. What's important today is the Community Press newspaper. I've said it here and I've said it again, my favorite newspaper in the world. I read it every month, and I'm so thrilled to be here at their new physical location on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard, right there in the Veronica Shoemaker Plaza. You can come in here now and actually see that fine staff that you've been seeing in the newspaper for the past 5 years. When we come back, it's the Community Press newspaper for the entire show, Lee Pitts Live, this Sunday morning on Fox 4. We'll be right back. We're back to Lee Pitts Live. Thanks for staying with us here on Fox 4, my favorite newspaper. Of course, the Community Press, been around 5 years now. Historic time for a fabulous newspaper that has covered it from gavel to gavel. We are physically here on location for the entire show. Let's get a chance to meet some members of the Community Press staff. Let's start off with you, Bodie.
All right.
Got a real name, Ernest Bodie. The reason I want to start off with you because I don't get you on TV every day. And every time I've done a show on the Community Press, that name, Bodie, comes up. And then when I look in the back of the paper at the staff and everybody, I see your name, and now I put the name with the face.
All right.
Bodie, what's your responsibility with the Community Press?
Well, my responsibility as distribution manager, when they go to the press, my job is to go pick it up from the press, and I have about 100 locations, which I'm responsible for getting the papers to, not only in Lee County, but Naples, Collier County. I have Lehigh Acres and Cape Coral. And whatever others that we might, have extras over, I would leave them there to one that don't have ads or whatever in the paper. Uh-huh. Because people are real hungry and thirsty for these papers. Because every month, if we're late, they want to know what happened, why we're late with them, because they want to see something positive. They're tired of all the negativity, so when we have positive stuff in these papers, and people are hungry to see them, then they want to see the self in there. Like sometimes they have articles or ads in there, pictures, and they're anxious to see those. So my responsibility is to get them out to the public as quickly as I can, and I try to be prompt to get everybody. And you
do a great job.
Yes.
Ernest Bodie McMillan.
That's right.
Hey, Ernest, I'm going to come back to you, but I want to get this in. I just look forward to getting my paper all the time. So tell us some of the responses you get from people when you bring the paper, or when they're waiting for their paper and they get their hands on it. Tell us some of that positive feedback you get.
Well, when they know they're going to be in there, like I say, around in Easter, like we have the Easter parade, and they know that, well, maybe Jack or whoever's taking pictures of the parade, they know they're going to be in there, and they look forward for that, people. And Easter, like holidays and things, when they have, or even like graduation time coming up, they look forward. Just something to be proud of that they can show. And then sometimes I think I have it to that page where their pictures are, so they can see it when I bring it to them, and they light up like a Christmas tree.
I love it,
and that
man.
just warms my heart.
You're like the mailman bringing that check.
Right.
You know how we been looking forward to that check, Veronica and Mr.
Exactly. When that check comes
I'll be back to you, bro.
And they look forward to it, and they see the reaction, and it just melts, man. I mean, it's priceless.
Veronica, I'm watching you and Mr. Middlebrook listening to Bodie. People know him as Bodie, but Ernest McMillan. You guys got those big smiles on your face, like you just love Bodie. Tell us about Bodie first.
Yes. I don't think that the paper would be as successful as it is without Bodie. He said earlier that when the hard work is done, then he goes out to distribute the paper. But really, Bodie is the face of the paper, and we really treasure what he does, because when he first started, he had a list to go by. But he's so personable and people like him, and he's so committed to what he's doing. He will come back each month with new places to take the paper. So our distribution list grew because of Bodie. So he is so valuable to
Shout out to
what we
Bodie.
do.
Let's go to you as the managing editor. How would you describe your job?
Well, my job is to work with Pablo to help put the paper together. I do a lot of the research for stories and articles and to recruit writers and things like that. And we work together to figure out what goes where.
So tell us about the process of getting it so the viewing audience also who wants to be a part of the paper, whether it be for advertising or to be featured in the paper. Tell us about the process as the month started, like they need to get information to you by when, and then you guys start editing things down. Just kind of walk us through behind the scenes, exclusive.
Well, our deadlines for articles is the last Friday before the next edition. So we're asking people who have articles that they would like to submit to get them in by then. But by that time, the paper is pretty much put together. So we're asking, if you have something that you would like to run in the paper, get it to us as early as possible to secure your space, especially for advertisers. We've been very successful in our advertising, not successful, blessed in our advertising and getting the community involved. I would just like to say one of the things that excites me about the community press is when we sat down and talked about this paper, part of the passion was to share the good news of what's happening in Dunbar. Prior to our paper 5 years ago, all you heard about were the negatives in the community. But once this paper was produced, you saw all of the wonderful things that always existed in the community. So that was the passion behind what we wanted to do. We didn't do a whole lot of, and we still don't do a whole lot of the negatives in the paper because the other medias are doing that. But one thing that I've noticed is more of the other medias are now covering some of the things that we're covering because they now realize that there's more to Dunbar than the negative. So that was one of the passions behind the paper. And we pretty much stuck to that. And I think that we've been very successful in doing that.
Well, I'm very proud of that positive information that's in the paper. I always look forward to reading it. And I keep up the good work. I'll be back to you as well. Mr. Middlebrooks, for the first time I get to you last. I know you like that because you like to show that teamwork and that everybody's equal. That's one of the things that you've always emphasized to me, the teamwork of the staff. Talk about that, the culture of the community press.
And we have about 6 people that is involved with the community press. And each one has a duty that they have chosen to work with us. And when we pull all those things together, then it makes a good whole paper. And when it goes out, like Bodie just mentioned earlier, people be waiting for this paper. And if Bodie or myself or Jackie or any of us late for that, they call us, well, we haven't seen your paper yet. I say, my goodness, baby, it's just been out about 2 hours now. But Bodie, if it wasn't for Bodie, I tell you, we'll be in trouble. I told Bodie one time we had to do, Pablo and myself had to put the paper out. And I said, Bodie, if you don't be here the next time, I'm going to break your right leg. Because he goes all over Lee County, the Cape, Lehigh Acres, down in Naples. They be waiting for this paper.
Now, we're physically here in a physical location now. We just knew the community press was somewhere in the past, maybe in your, Pablo used to always tell me he's in the man cave somewhere. But now we see the signage on the door, on the building here. What does that do for the paper to have a physical location in the heart of the community?
Now people can come to the office, and when they pass in, I had a statistical analysis done on the traffic that goes by Martin Luther King. Every day there's 40,000 people pass this office. So now I'm just going to say just 1/10 of that. If we can get those in, the advertisement will go up, the pay will go, because none of us get paid.
That's right.
So we all have this at heart.
People need to know you're a non-profit, right? Something like that?
Yes, we are.
Right.
So
Go
if
ahead.
you want to donate money to us to make this better, you can, Mr. Benson. But I'm just saying, I've had a paper before, which called the People's Press.
Right.
I remember at Riverdale, Suburban Reporter had a paper when I was principal at Riverdale. I said to the Suburban Reporter, give me 1 page per week, and I'll make sure your subscription will increase at least by 10%. It increased by 67%. So people be listening and looking out. People love to see themselves in the paper. So that's why we try to make sure during Father's Day, Mother Day, graduation, because it's all coming out the next issue. This coming Thursday, people are waiting for this coming Thursday because of the environment that we had earlier. Pandemic that we had earlier had limited us to just go to the website. Now, when we go to the website, our Jackie makes sure things is on the website, and she'll say to you, the week before the paper's supposed to be out, Jackie puts on there, don't forget, this Friday is the deadline for. If it wasn't for each one of us have a duty to do, and we make sure we keep on it all the time.
Give that website, Veronica, and their phone number.
The Community Press, FLA.org.
Okay. Phone number 332-1073. That's 239 for people who are outside the area. The television show airs in 7 counties. Speaking of 7 counties, the Community Press is not just in Fort Myers, Dunbar Community, Bodie. You mentioned it, but you're in 3 to 4 counties, right?
Well, I'm in Naples, in Lehigh, Cape Coral. I think we have one in Punta Gorda.
So we're a regional paper. Yeah, people who are looking, no matter where they are, who can see this show and they want to reach the market, they can advertise in the show and they can advertise in the paper and they can be in the paper. That's the point I want to make.
Yeah, we have the locations also in there where they can find them. The stores, the businesses, the churches. They on the inside of the
right. I've seen that. Go ahead. But they're in churches, stores, beauty salons,
liquor stores, everywhere.
Funeral parlors. Anything I'm missing?
And I can just
rec centers and so on.
See something, I just put them in there.
There you go. And when you come back, they're gone.
Yeah, CVS, pharmacy, racetrack.
How has the people who house the paper, where you leave the paper, Veronica, how has that partnership been? They look forward to partnering with you on that as well.
They not only look forward to it, they will call Pablo and say, we're out of papers. Mm-hmm. Or they'll call Mr. Middlebrooks and say, we need more papers. So it's being received very well. We're very proud of how the community has embraced the paper.
When the paper first started, I think I saw the first issue, Mr. Middlebrooks. I think that was the first issue you handed to me when we were at the church over there. Yeah. Right. You don't know. I remember all of that. You handed it to me. I was sitting there. It was ML King weekend. I was glancing through. I said, this is really nice. And it was in color. Okay. So that time it was, I don't know if it was 15 pages or so. Tell people how the paper has grown since then.
Well, we've grown from 15, 16 pages to we're averaging 40, 42 pages now.
Just like that.
Just like
what
that.
Has technology done? I know you both were newspaper people in the past, Pablo and Jackie. You guys all were newspaper involved in the past. What has technology done in terms of the ability to produce a paper, get it out to market quickly, and so on and so forth?
Well, technology is, I think, is the gift behind it all, especially when it comes to Pablo. I mean, he is such a magician when it comes, and he's always looking to advance himself. I'm sure you've noticed some of the front pages in the last few months that are just so amazing and creative. And so that's all a part of the technology. Just speaking about what he does with technology. We send all of this information to him, but he's really the one that's burning the night oil and using that creativity
his
to
baby.
put that is his
He puts
thing.
it together like a quilt, just
Yes,
all the
yes.
beautiful pieces of a quilt.
Yes. I mean, he's looking at everything from colors. I mean, the things that we don't think about when we look at the paper and we go, wow, that looks good. But behind the scenes, he's actually methodically looking at putting colors together and putting different things together. So technology plays a really big part of that.
Pablo always want to be behind the scene. Hopefully he'll come.
He is. He's a very quiet person. He's
Yeah.
a silent warrior.
Right, and we go way back.
Yes.
Ms. Middlebrooks, you could hear that passion in Veronica's voice when she was talking about the paper and how it's put together. Tell us about that process each month, what you guys are thinking about. How do you determine what makes it into the paper? Because everything can't make it into the paper.
Exactly.
But so kind of take us behind the scenes about that.
We always, like Veronica said, that we are looking for the best stories. The best stories that will increase your ability to make it even better. We like to make sure, especially young people, we want them to be sure they have an uplifting activity that's going on with them, so they can also even go further. And we have people like, yes.
Go ahead.
We have
I'm just getting it on camera.
Yes, sir. We have people like Jackie who take pictures, and sometimes when she sends a picture, oh my goodness,
Yes.
that makes an excellent article.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have a young lady like my granddaughter who has graduated from high school with an AS degree, and now she's a junior at Florida Gulf Coast. We are looking for students like that, especially academic students who want to do something in their life. And we have no issues with athletic people, because if you're gifted athletically, you will automatically get your due there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking for kids who not necessarily on
Right.
top of it, and we try to make sure we encourage them to do even better.
And that's one of the things, too, that I love about the Community Press newspaper. Amongst the many things I love about the Community Press newspaper, that people who normally wouldn't get that recognition that they're supposed to get, you guys find them and highlight them. When you look in there, you'll see Women's Day. I think it was Women's Day. You have all these women all the way through the paper. Or we have historic events that happen, whether it's a new chief of the fire department or what have you, they get the front page. All these types of people that the general population, the mainstream media, which we don't care about, they don't think about that. Veronica, speak to that, recognizing people who wouldn't normally even get in the newspaper.
Well, it's like I said earlier, there's a lot of positive things going on in our community, some really awesome people doing some awesome things, and like you said earlier, would normally not get the recognition. That's one of the passions behind the paper. And not only our young people, but our seniors. A lot of our seniors are not looking at the news or reading the paper, which basically you can do online now. But there's a lot of information out there that's important to our seniors. It's important that we produce health information so they can know what's available and things that they can do to be healthy. So the passion is to just provide the community with information that they can use and to highlight people who otherwise would not be highlighted.
You guys even made Lee Pitts Live famous. Lee Pitts Live is in there. I'm famous now since I'm in the community. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're family now.
Let's go, before I leave and you go to Bodie. Bodie, get ready. Talk about the different departments in the paper, compartments. I think you have like around town and some different sections in the paper.
Well, we have around the town,
which is
usually a double truck that consists of events that are happening around the community. If they're large events, we will spread them across 2 pages and highlight them. That's where Jackie comes in. Jackie is around the town.
Jackie will be, I guess, after this commercial break, even though she doesn't want to come on. Go ahead.
I can understand that.
Exactly, like to be behind the scenes, but go ahead. Around the town.
Yes, she is always around the town.
Okay. Visual editor, visual photographer or something.
Yes, yes. She's another one that is so important to what we
Greek
do.
section, I think it is. The churches. Go ahead.
Well, you know them all. Yeah, we have the church
trying to get you to
section.
talk.
We have the around the town. We have a historical section. We have the health section.
That's right.
We have information about happenings in the school system. We feature a lot of Lee
lawyers,
Memorial. There's a
information,
legal section, yes,
Okay, I got
and then
you
we
too.
have writers who contribute on a regular basis.
There you go. Bodie, we talked about Jackie and the pictures, but the pictures in general, I think, are the highlight of the paper. Heavy emphasis on pictures. People get to see themselves and get to see all the different things happening in the community. Do you get that kind of response too when you're delivering, you're talking to people, they love all those beautiful pictures we see?
Especially wedding pictures. That's the biggest. And weddings and reunions, but the biggest are weddings, because I know the reaction. Like I say, when I take them, I know they're in there. I would turn to that page, because I can't remember what page it was on. Like it's on page 31. I would turn to 31 when I get to that person. And when I put it on the counter or whatever, they just light up a Christmas tree. But then another thing, it's important that they get these ads in, don't wait till the last minute, because sometimes they think they're going to be in there, but they wait, because probably will have a deadline to get them to the press. Mm-hmm. And then if they wait like a day and then they're going already, then they get the paper and they say, well, why I'm not in here? Well, we waited too late. But we'll try to have it in the next edition. And then they will say, well, okay, well, we'll wait for that. But I even took a job at the Breed that print these papers to make sure that I could keep an eye on them. Because sometimes I would go pick them up, they would be late when I get there. I called Jim and say, Jim, and the paper's not ready. And then to find out they were short of help. So I said, well, you need help? So I got the job at Breed to keep an eye on, see that they get on time.
See, that's the kind of stuff right there that says that you have to be hands-on with your product, stay in front of it. Now I see why everybody talks about Ernest McMillian Bodie so much. You got you a job there, huh?
Well, I got a helper now. We like we say, things we got more and more drop-offs and things. So, but it's good.
Mr. Middlebrooks, for history's sake, sitting here at the roughly the 5-year anniversary, started in 2015, this interview here will live in history. People will be able to go and look at it years from now and remember the beginning of the Community Press, which is a spinoff from the original paper that you had. For history's sake, if people are looking at this now, this interview, 15 years from now, and the Community Press will be so big and it'll be all over the place still, what do you hope that they take away from this experience of putting together such a fine newspaper?
I'm hoping that this newspaper become national. I'm hoping that because I enjoy math and I enjoy helping people out with SATs and ACTs and GEDs and those kind of things, that someone in not only this community but in other communities, we're trying our very best to get Punta Gorda. I didn't realize Punta Gorda only has about 6 streets where blacks live in Punta Gorda, but they have a city councilman who is a young man.
Jaha.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm. So
we're trying to get them also to be a part of the community.
That would be a great connection.
Yes, it would be.
And his
we
mom,
will
Martha.
eventually wear them out. So yes, but I love helping people out, and I enjoy doing the things that we're doing. And because of the dedication of Bodie and Jackie and Pablo and Veronica, we make sure this paper is out in time. We also have to sometimes suffer to pay for the paper out of our pocket to make, yes. So we need advertisement right away to help us get this out to the community.
Well, let's stay focused on that business part. I want to get 2 things in. Then I'll get another question here. Then I'll go to Jackie. Let's stay on the business part because I can relate to that. Tell people what. First of all, advertisement. What do they need to do? How do they get in touch? What type of advertisements? And that you are not just for black people.
Yes. See, election is coming up.
There you go.
We will have 2 people in the paper for this coming issue that who trying to become. One is trying to become the city mayor of Fort Myers.
That'll be Jackie
McMillan.
Yep.
Yes, and then another one is running for school board. So we have all those kind of things that we're looking. But most important to
Events and things of that nature.
yes, I want to emphasize. I'm in education, and I will emphasize education all my life. I also like building homes, and I like people to be in their own home all the time. So my vision for this whole thing is to make sure every black in Lee County and Collier County and up in Point Augusta get the information that they need to be successful.
But that is our news. When we read that paper, we know it's focused on us and some things happening with us. And there are a lot of people who want to reach us. They can reach us through the community press.
Exactly.
No matter what you are, who you are. You want the black vote, you want the this, you could be white, Hispanic, whatever. You want the black people to know about you, you need to be in that community press. A little paper with big news. Yes. You guys light up on that. Who wants to tell me what that means? Go ahead.
Well, it means that we are a small paper, but it's big news, that we want to get the information out in a big way. And as Jimmy was talking about the business part of it, you know, you look at the paper and you see full color and lots of pictures and so forth. But here's what we want you, the audience, and our readers to understand is everything we make on this paper goes back into the paper. We don't get a salary. The only way we're able to produce such a quality paper is to invest in it financially. So when advertisers are investing in our paper, they're investing in the paper.
And they need to pay their bills.
Absolutely. Yes, they need to pay their
give
bills.
away your business.
No, you can't.
Yes.
People have to understand it's a business too. You got to, keep the paper functioning so
Yes.
we can have something to look forward to each month.
Yeah. And the rates are great.
I don't know if you want
We
to call
have
your rates
great
out there.
rates.
Call you
know?
for rates, or you want to throw them out there right now in front of you?
Well, there are too many to actually list from memory.
This is a
But
full-page ad.
Yes.
that's a full page ad.
And it depends on how many times you run it. It starts at $210 and it goes down to $170.
Amazing.
That's a paid person who be with us for years. We'd like for them to get a better rate
Yes.
than they have when they first started.
That's the way it should be.
Yes.
The
The church director is 25.
$25 a month.
right.
And they got to get all the churches there.
Yeah.
And
You
that-
can't get that anywhere else.
And I even see people who have look like a business card
Yes.
size. They still got an opportunity to be in the paper for the business. Is that what you would
the
call
business
business
directory.
card,
yes.
It's
obituary
$25 a
section
month.
Huh?
The obituary section for board funeral home. A lot of people look forward for that because when people pass, they don't know they passed away.
Yes.
Oh, keep talking.
Yes.
Keep talking. I'm going to find it.
And board, they list all the.
It's a full page.
Yeah.
Boyd Funeral
Yeah.
Home.
Boyd has been with us since we started.
Okay,
the
you guys
paper
keep talking.
5
I'm going to
years
start holding
ago.
up some stuff. Keep talking. Talk about Boyd.
Yeah, she lists all of the clients that she has. So sometimes people have passed that you didn't know passed. And so people look forward to that as well. And she's one of the ones, along with Joe North and Quality Life Center and those people. Yeah, they've been with us from the very beginning. Yes.
When you first started going around, Mr. Miller Brooks, and letting people know that a new newspaper was going to be coming along, tell me about the response from people early on back 5 years ago.
See, they was delighted because we've had at least 5 different predominant black newspaper around this county. And yes, Talbot is one of the ones who comes with a full page every month.
Continue to talk about their response.
Okay.
This is just for my tech people.
They just be waiting. As Bodie mentioned to you earlier, they be waiting on the paper. And if that doesn't come on time, then they start calling me. They call Bodie. They call Veronica. They call Jack. They call Jackie at home all the time. Well, what's going to happen? And then Jackie goes over and beyond and put above on our website. Every month, our website is full of everything that's in the paper, and then she emphasized. And then some people say, well, did you see so-and-so and so on page for this month? But then she'll just, and don't let it be.
The Queen Zeta.
Don't let it be football.
Philadelphia Eagles, I think,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Well, we got to save some time for Jackie. This is a full show. And she looks like she got her hair together and everything. So Jackie, you gonna let me have some fun? All right. Well, I want to lead this historic interview. I'll be coming back in the future, of course, with complimenting you guys on just doing a fabulous job with the newspaper, making our community proud, making Fort Myers proud, making Southwest Florida proud, and setting an example for the next generation to come to say, we got role models who have done this. So keep up the good work, okay? All right, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like the fine staff from the Community Press newspaper who are doing it. When we come back, we'll talk to that famous photographer everybody's talking about. Jackie, we'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, Southwest Florida. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts. I hope you enjoy that particular show, but you can always catch us here on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button down there. That way you can get your Lee Pitts Live on demand when you want it and how you want it. We also encourage you to watch our show on Fox 4 and connect with us on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live.